Hello and welcome to our look at the town phase of Vanaheim. We've got a level 1 sage, Joyce, who's just returned from a number of dungeons. We're going to look at the town phase a little bit more. At level 1, all characters start with a talent. This is a sage only. Focus mind gives more chance to hit, meaning character Joyce is quite capable of hitting things, but not very capable of taking a lot of damage being a sage. Now we're going to look at how we can possibly make this sage's life a little bit easier. All towns start with a tavern. The tavern is the basic card that allows us to regain health, and that depends on the number of buildings in the town. Currently, we've only got the tavern, so it costs 1 coin to restore 4 health. Or later on, when we've got more buildings, we can still restore 1 health for 1 coin, which is useful if we're a little bit damaged and we've got lots of buildings. Now we're going to start spending some of Joyce's money in order to increase the town. First one that really wants to be recommended is always going to be the notice board. Now the notice board allows us to start some missions. It says make a deck of quest cards that have icons that match the buildings in your settlement. Now these are the icons for the buildings, the tavern and the notice board. And as you can see, on each of these quest cards we have got a matching symbol in the top corner. And really, the notice board is the very first thing that you want to be looking at. The other icons at the base of these cards, we've spoken about the key that tells us how much it costs to restore health in the tavern. And we've also got a cost icon, how many coins it costs to actually buy that building. So this notice board cost me 1. Once I've spent that, it's with me forever. I can discard it if I wished any buildings, but if I discard the notice board, it means that I've then got to buy it again in order to get quests. The tavern does not have a coin icon. It can't be discarded and it can't be bought. It comes with free. The notice board says, when make a deck of quest cards, which I've done, when you leave the dungeon, draw a number of quest cards that have a number of face-up quest cards equal to your level. I'm currently level 1, so I get those quest cards. I shuffle them, forgive the appalling shuffling, and I take 1 at random because I'm level 1. Mark it. Now, the main reason to have these quest cards is to generate more money or give yourselves mini quests within each dungeon. And in this case, it says spend 2 coins and discard any number of treasure cards. Draw the same number of item cards. Keep 1 level appropriate item, in other words, level 1 because I'm level 1, and discard the rest, then discard this card. That would allow me to spend some money, the last of my money, and all quests are optional. I don't have to do them. I could just discard it instead. Discard that. Discard any number of item treasure cards. I have no treasure cards, so I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to keep that for later and spend that. Spend the 2 coins later on when I've got some treasure cards in order to gain hopefully more equipment. In the base game and the expansions, there is a ton of different building cards, all doing various things, and most of the building cards, almost all of them, then give you more quest cards to be able to gain advantages within the game. And again, you get as many quest cards as your level. The higher level, you get more active quests at any moment, but then the dungeons are bigger and there's more to do as well. Now, I'm looking at these various cards. There's no level requirement on these cards. It's simply a case of buying the ones you want, but there is a cost, and the cost does give you an idea of how advanced the building is, but you could buy any number of these at whatever level you wanted to. Now, the 2 I want to look at are the guild house and the stable. To be honest, neither of these are terribly appropriate for a level 1 character. The guild house would allow me to buy some extra skills or swap out my focused mind for my level 1 Sage Joyce. But at the moment, the advice is sort of get to level 2 or before looking at the guild house, and maybe level 3 before looking at the stable. And I'll go into more detail with another level 2 character explaining how skills and spells work. This is our level 2 sage, Olaf. Now, Olaf has started with the pumped talent at level 1 and has kept that since, and is altogether a little better equipped. Very, very good at hunting down and killing undead. Now, If we go slightly across and have a look at Olaf's town. Now, Olaf also has the tavern and notice board, but he's also bought a shop to allow him to get more items and go through the item deck quickly, as well as an inn. Now, the inn's important because Olaf's build is different. He has a lot more health, and because of the extra health, it means that um, Olaf needs to be able to restore more health. So we've got this inn. Now, this also helps with skills and spells because it also allows us to uh, basically restore spells and skills. So now we're level 2, seem to be doing quite well. We're going to invest in the guild house. Now the guild house costs 3 coins. 1, 2, 3. And it allows us to pick up new skill cards. And luckily for us, the magic is a type of skill card. Since we've bought the guild house, we're now allowed to pay 5 coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it allows us to pick as many skills as up to our level. Olaf is level 2, so we can pick 2 of these skills. So now a lot of the skills require have pre-requirements. So shadows, for example, I need to hide skill. That's level 2. So I need to just look through the skills that I can actually get from my character. So at level 2 as a sage, these are the skills I can have. And again, I can have 2 points of skills. So I can have, for example, any 2 level 1 skills, any 2 of those, or I can have 1 level 2 skill. Obviously, as I get higher level, I can have different combinations of skills, more skills because of the higher level. And what I want to look at in particular are these 2 skills. Now, these are available to anyone, but really they're ideal for the sages. We've got sorcery and hexes. They're different, they stand out, they do have this different colour on them because they tie in with 2 other decks. Sorcery is high magic, is buffs and healing, with a little bit of high damage. Hex is debuffs, curses, and a lot more damage based. I think for Olaf, I'm going to go for hexes. Now, it says required not to have sorcery, or for sorcery not have hexes. So I can only choose one or the other. I cannot ever have both of those 2 cards, even at level 4 or 5. So it's one or the other. I'm going to go for hexes. Now, it says while in town, draw face-up hex cards and pick new cards so the combined level does not exceed your unarmed arcane skill. My arcane skill is currently 2. So I look at the green hexes deck, and I can have up to 2 levels of these. These are not skill cards, these are spell cards. So my 2 points from my guild house was spent on hexes, 2 points because I'm level 2, and that was a skill. These are not skill cards, and I'm allowed 2 of these because that's what my arcane skill is. My arcane skill was lower, I'd be allowed less. If it's higher, I'd be allowed more. So, obviously, some of them I can't afford at all for the moment, and some of them are more powerful than others. So, I'm going to look through these and decide on which of these that I want. Bearing in mind, I can have maybe 2 of them, some of them, or one of another one. So I think I quite like the idea of Tremor. It's a mass damaging spell. It's a 1 use. After I use it, I flip it. And then when I leave town, when I leave the dungeon, come back into town, I then use my in order to restore this card. So I'm going to go for Tremor. Because I've got the guild house, I could also change my initial talent as well. But I'm going to keep that the same. Now, here's a question. Do I want to keep the guild house or get rid of it? It raises the current time of the price of my staying overnight by 1 every time I use it. But if I ever want to change my skills, I'm going to need a guild house. I mean, I could get rid of it and still flip and unflip my cards using the inn, but the guild house allows me to buy new ones. For the moment, I'm going to keep it. I'm pretty healthy. I've got a little bit of money left, and I'll see how it goes. So now I have a sage with spell cards. I'll put these to one side. And as you go up level, you're going to have more access to more and more spells, because you're going to be able to also buy additional skills that actually allow you to do things like, I need a skill cards because they're majority red. You may have more hex cards equal to your unarmed arcane skill plus your level. So, for example, when we get to level 4, I'll have a huge amount of more spells, or maybe at level 3 I can get prepared, which allows me to unflip a card and then flip this one. So basically I get to recharge one of my spells every dungeon. That is a quick overview of how we get more skills and more spells. It's all done through the guild house. And remember, the orange-red skill cards are different from the blue sorcery cards and the green hex cards. Keep tuned and we'll have some more information hopefully in the next few days. Bye.